Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for the last week of 2023. Monday the 25th of December going through until Sunday the 31st of December 2023. Those dates in itself, and that we're ending the year, and the weekly horoscope is exactly Monday to Sunday, that it's the 25th to the 31st, is very satisfying to me. Thanks for joining me. What I do in these weekly horoscopes is I go through each day of the week to see how the planets interact, what energy they create amongst themselves, and how that's going to influence all of us down here on planet Earth. And then at the end of the kind of weekly forecast, once I've gone through Monday to Sunday, I'll look at each sign of the zodiac. So Gemini, Taurus, Sagittarius, Aquarius, and I'll see how you guys specifically in that sign are going to be affected specifically. So let me get started with the week. And what I noticed when I wrote this horoscope is that this week is unusual in the sense there's a lot of potential for harmony. It's kind of got a very sociable energy to it. So it's interesting that it falls here during the holiday season because it's all about being cheerful and being accepting of other people, not putting pressure on things, being willing to listen, having the patience to spend time with other people, to let them inspire you. So if you're kind of looking at this week and thinking, how's this going to go if I have a lot of people in my environment? Is there going to be conflict or not? It's really unusual in the sense that it is super harmonious, and it's very unlikely that you're going to have any problems here. There's little room for conflict, and certainly there's almost no room for argument here. So that bodes really well. So starting with Monday, the 25th of December, Christmas Day, happy Christmas Day if you celebrate. We've got the Gemini moon opposing Mars in Sagittarius. So the moon is the way you feel. Gemini is an air sign, which is very focused on communication. So with this opposition, you're very content to tell stories and to express yourself, to keep things light, to keep things moving, to focus on solutions rather than problems. And also, interestingly enough, you're not going to be super anxious to kind of explore things in a practical way, to go on trips, to explore in a physical sense, but you're much more willing to let your ideas and your imagination do the traveling, so to speak. The Gemini moon then also opposes Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury is the communication planet, and that is in retrograde at the moment until the 1st of January 2024, so the first day of the new year. So when it's in retrograde, when it appears to go backwards, there may be issues with communication, transportation, especially with it being in Sagittarius, the sign of the Centaur, which is all about momentum and speed and movement. Look out for kind of delays in transportation. Give yourself a little bit of extra time if you're doing a lot of travel so that there's no extra stress. You know, you're not planning everything down to the minute, and if something is like 5 or 10 minutes late, it's the end of the world. Just take it easy in that sense and allow for, travel connections to take a little longer than usual, possibly. And even if they are then perfect, then you have that extra time. At least you're not kind of letting yourself get stressed out for no reason. The Gemini moon also squares Neptune and Pisces, so the realms of the imagination are really open to you. It sextiles Chiron in Aries and quincunxes Venus in Scorpio. So you have major access to your true feelings, and looking at those will allow you to make plans for the future. But it's the difference between I am clear on what's important to me right now, what my hopes and dreams are, and what I can do in the new year. It's not so much about saying, okay, this is the dream, I need to realize it straight away. You're very patient and you have the time via the astrological influences here to kind of paint the picture before you rush off and take action. So that in itself says you can relax, you can daydream, you can chill a little bit. Venus in Scorpio trines Neptune and Pisces, and that's really interesting because Venus is the personal planet of love, beauty, creativity. In Scorpio, it's able to get to the root cause of what you're feeling, and you're also intuitively aware of what other people have going on, and you'll have compassion for that. You may even be somewhat empathic, where you feel other people's feelings. Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. Neptune is the outer planet, which is interested in love on a kind of global level. So my sense of care and love for humanity and for society and everyone who is on the planet at the same time. So the combination of a trine here where they're harmoniously blending their energies together is very, very positive. So you begin the week on Monday by having this willingness to stay put, to let your words and ideas do all the moving around. So it's a good day for relationships. You're willing to hold back and not to kind of impose yourself on other people. You can take the time to see another person's point of view, and you will genuinely enjoy what other people have to offer and to share. Your intuition and your emotional intelligence are on point. So if you work with those things, if you're a healer or you do readings for people, or you counsel people, or you're an artist or a writer or a performer, those things will go very well and you'll have a lot of content to work with. Don't expect any significant waves in your relationships. That is massively supported here the entire week, but starting with Monday. And if you do want to do some work and not just take the entire day off, then creative work is where you'll see the best results. On Tuesday, the 26th of December, we have the Gemini moon forming an opposition with Mercury in Sagittarius. So again, I don't need to go visit all these new places. It's enough for me to read about them or to listen to other people's stories. That's going to feel just as interesting as actually having the experience myself. And also with that, you're able to think in an abstract way. So you're much more likely to understand things which under normal circumstances you would dismiss as being confusing or nonsensical. The Gemini moon also squares Neptune in Pisces, it quincunxes Venus in Scorpio and Pluto in Capricorn. So now the focus is again on my feelings. I really know what's important to me and I get clear on what I want to change in future. But again, it's the difference between changing them in the here and now and saying this is my feeling, it has to happen. You're much more patient and you're playing the kind of long game here in the sense of, okay, these changes are important to me. Let me get all the details right and let me get a sense and a feel for what I want to change in the new year. So both these days, it's very much about, let me kind of lie in the hammock for a little bit and dream about what could be. I don't need to rush off. The moon enters Cancer at 4:15 in the afternoon on Tuesday, and that's wonderful because the moon actually rules Cancer. So the moon is your intuition. It's often associated with the mother, and Cancer is this water sign which is very interested in using its energy to make things better for other people and to tap into the intuition. So that brings even more harmony into the chart here. The Cancer moon trines Saturn in Pisces and sextiles Jupiter in Taurus. So when you are kind of nurturing towards others, it's very likely that that has a good impact and that good things happen as a result of your care. Mercury in Sagittarius, squares Neptune in Pisces. So I want to gallop off into my imagination rather than getting on the bus and going sightseeing in a practical sense. And Chiron goes direct. So Chiron is the wounded healer. With that going direct, you'll start to see what changes you can implement that will benefit you particularly. So you're operating on many different levels. Your imagination is massively accessible. You do care about other people and you have a genuine interest, but you also have an interest in your own journey and in your own process. So really there's not much room for error here. On Tuesday, you're willing to consider actions before you actually take them. So you're super patient. It's a good time to map out new plans for the future. The positive, harmonious vibes continue from Monday. If anything, they get even stronger. And you're interested in the well-being of others and in the group overall. So if you are spending time with other people, you really do a lot of work to make sure that experience is positive for you and them. Wednesday, the 27th of December, we have the full moon in Cancer. I'm in Europe, so I look at this via my time zone. If you're west of Europe, this happens in the evening on the 26th, but it's a gradual process. You'll feel this on the 26th, 27th, 28th, regardless of where you are. If you would like more information on the full moon in Cancer, I've made a separate video. Have a look at that. I go into a lot of detail, and I also include each sign of the zodiac. On Wednesday, we have that happening, and we also have Mercury in Sagittarius forming a conjunction with Mars in Sagittarius. So there's this desire to go on an adventure, but because Mercury is still in retrograde, you're willing, again, to be patient with that and to really flesh out the adventure before you actually start moving forward on it. And it also squares Neptune in Pisces, and that's why I feel you're more interested in the idea of this and kind of living it through your imagination rather than having to experience it in a tangible physical way. The Cancer moon opposes the sun in Capricorn. So work isn't that interesting. Relationships are much more interesting to you. It squares Chiron in Aries and it sextiles Uranus in Taurus. So there's even this sense of, if there are things that are looming or things that I'm going to have to deal with, I want to take this time to just decompress, and the ability to say, I'm going to put that aside and I will deal with it when things start to pick up again. But for now, I'm very content to just enjoy this time where things are a little bit quiet. And I'm really interested in having these personal interactions with people. The Sun in Capricorn trines Jupiter in Taurus. So any work that does need doing, like for a lot of people, even if they're self-employed or employed or they celebrate Christmas or they don't, quite a few people are going to go back to work on the 27th, I would say. Yeah. And also people may get this sense of, I'm working on the things that I enjoy. You know, perhaps people who've come to visit me have now gone, and it's time for me to focus on what there is to do. Again, you can sort out things that need doing, but your interest is firmly focused on the people in your life and building strong connections with those people. So if something is urgent and it needs doing, Wednesday is a good day to start with that. But it's work that's already in place or that's left over from the past. You can get that ticked off really easily. If it's about, this is the new beginning, or this is, I'm going to start the new business, if you can, please wait until Mercury goes retrograde on the 1st of January. I think that'll be a better time to have that sense of momentum without any complications. So Wednesday is another day that's really positive, and it's filled with a sense of well-being, care and mutual understanding. So it benefits you to be around other people, to connect with the higher realms, because there is such a good vibe in place. Any intuitive or creative work is still massively supported. And on Wednesday, because of the Sun in Capricorn forming that connection with Jupiter, you may discover something positive and unexpected, like a delayed present, or some good kind of circumstance happens that gives you an immediate boost, and you're like, wow, I wasn't expecting this. So it's really positive, both on an emotional level with relationships and in a practical sense. On Thursday, the 28th of December, we've got the Cancer moon opposing Pluto in Capricorn. So still, I'm more interested in my connections with other people, what I can do for other people, how I can be creative, how I can tap into my intuition, talk to my guides, rather than changing everything around in my practical circumstances. So make sure you do keep an eye on the schedule and the calendar, but it's not going to be your main focus. And if you can connect with others or do things that make you feel connected, whether it's with places or people or the higher realms, that's really where you're best, if that makes sense. That's where you're supported the most, and that's what you'll find easiest, is what I mean. The Cancer moon also trines Venus in Scorpio and Neptune in Pisces. So really it's the dream. This is like a scene out of like a fairy tale, where you can really have that unlikely experience of, wow, things are clicking into place perfectly. This connection is like a dream. There's a sense of magic in the air. So however you enjoy magical moments the most, whether it's by yourself visiting new places or by being around your nearest and dearest, kind of put that in place if you can on Thursday. There really are kind of sparkles that can appear out of nowhere. The Cancer moon also quincunxes Mars in Sagittarius and Mercury in Sagittarius. So there's energy, but that energy is contained, and it's kind of this sense of, I want to share my energy and my warmth and my sense of well-being with those around me or my immediate environment, rather than using it to travel great distances, either literally by going out into the world, or metaphorically, as in, I want to put these things in place and now make major progress with them. So register the business and have the company house authority return the message immediately. It's much more about what's within my kind of control, what's comfortable and close to me, and how can I make the most of that. So on Thursday, you're energized, but you're willing to pour this energy into having fun, and you're able to continue holding off on taking major action. So you're not sitting there tapping your foot saying, okay, when are things going to move? You're really enjoying this kind of slower pace of life and the opportunity to kind of decompress. So you're also patient enough to continue your research for future plans. So use that opportunity to get a very, very clear and specific idea of what you will do in the new year. It's also a great day to have emotional realizations that appear on this day and that are going to influence your plans for the future. So things aren't fully cooked yet. So it's a nice thing that you have this patience and this willingness to listen and to learn and to do research, because everything that occurs to you on Thursday is really going to make the picture for the future even clearer, and it comes into even greater focus. There's no blurriness. On Friday, the 29th of December, we've got the moon going into Leo at 1:23 in the morning. And the Leo moon then squares Jupiter in Taurus, trines Chiron in Aries, and it quincunxes Saturn in Pisces and the sun in Capricorn. So the moon in Leo is this sense of, how can I be in the here now? How can I get a round of applause? How can I perform? How can I do things that put me in the limelight? And just to have fun and to explore the public sides of myself and maximize those. So there's no kind of sense at all this whole week of like a victim mentality or poor me or self-pity. It's all about I can do stuff, and I'm going to focus on the good things that serve me and serve other people, and it's really unproblematic. The Leo moon, I mentioned the connections it makes, but by being yourself and having fun, that actually leads to good circumstances coming your way. It brings your own journey, your own mission in future even more into focus. Your imagination feeds into that at the same time. And with the sun in Capricorn, it's almost too good to be true, because it's like, okay, you're dreaming and your life purpose is clear. Here are the practical action steps that you can take that will make this a reality. Venus in Scorpio sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. So it's, I want to feel my feelings, and I'm not so interested in change just for the sake of it. Thank you. So I'm going to continue to take it easy and to enjoy this calmer pace that I have access to. Venus goes into Sagittarius at 9:24 in the evening. So Venus in Scorpio is notorious for being super intense, and I think it's a good thing, because it's magnetic, and there's major chemistry, and it's all of those things that you do in the dark, that are kind of hidden and personal. Some people with Venus in Scorpio, they're like, this is not a good thing. I disagree. Let me know what you think in the comments. But Venus moves out of Scorpio and it goes into Sagittarius, and Venus is love and beauty and new things. Sagittarius is the centaur that says, let me point my bow and arrow at something and then gallop towards it. So the pace really starts to pick up, and now you do become more practical, and you say, okay, I've now really got a good idea about my purpose moving forward. How can I start galloping, or how can I start trotting? Whereas I've been walking so far. So Friday, again, fun and more opportunity to enjoy yourself if you're able to take some time off. It's, again, the perfect time to dream about what the future could hold. And these dreams will strengthen your resolve and confidence for what you have planned in 2024. So again, I would say, please don't be so quick to just rush off and do things. Everything is kind of whispering in your ear. The muses are around you saying, here's something even better, consider this. It's really wonderful, because you don't have to do much, you don't have to do anything. But the way to access the muses inspiring you is just to allow yourself to relax and to decompress and to do things that feel kind and nurturing for you and for other people. So that sense of strength and resolve and confidence, it spills over into the present moment, so that you can enjoy activities and hobbies which seem completely unrelated to your life purpose. And by focusing on those things you find interesting, you'll have a good time, which will lead to these other things. And you can also enjoy the company of others. So really, there's nothing really I need to warn you about. The only thing to warn you about, I'm just thinking kind of behind the scenes here, if from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you're really expected to perform at work, you may have a sense of reluctance around that, and you may feel like, do you know what, I'm actually much more interested in daydreaming right now. So if you do have to do a lot of things to kind of finish things up here in the year, just be kind to yourself. And if you're doing a lot of work over those days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, then just reward yourself in the evening, just to make yourself feel appreciated and to kind of provide evidence that thank you for being so productive. I do care about you, and thank you for doing these things that you felt reluctant about. You got them all done, and I'm proud of you. Well done. Okay, Saturday, the 30th of December, we have the Leo moon forming a square with Uranus in Taurus, trines Mercury in Sagittarius. So this is, I want to now experience something that is earth-shattering and that really is exciting. Like in the most literal sense, I do want to go on the roller coaster and scream and be scared or watch a film, or I want to have a major experience that really connects me with the present moment and connects me with my most positive feelings, connects me with my higher self. The Leo moon also squares Mars in Sagittarius and Chiron in Aries. So we've got loads of fire here in the chart now on Saturday. And it quincunxes Neptune and Pisces. So that dream state is still there, but it's coupled with a greater sense of desire to move forward and to start going now. Jupiter goes direct, so the lucky planet moves forward. It's in Taurus. So when Jupiter is in retrograde, and the outer planets are pretty much in retrograde half the year, so I look at the personal planets because they affect you personally. The outer planets have a more global impact. So with Jupiter, the lucky planet, going forward in Taurus, now actual opportunities in business and in finance and in moving, changing your environment, taking practical action, that becomes much easier. So it starts to make sense why it's a good idea to hold off a little bit, because here at the end of the year, everything starts to pick up. The pace picks up via all this fire coming into the chart on Saturday. Your plans also, with the influence of Neptune, may start to crystallize naturally, and the concrete action steps are still there by the sun in Capricorn. So on Saturday, you may start to feel like, okay, things are picking up and I can't wait to get going. But with Jupiter going direct, look at what opportunities now present themselves and continue to kind of rev your wheels before shooting off. The longer you can wait here, I think the better. And if you can hold off until the 1st of the new year, the 1st of January 2024, I think you're going to be in a very, very solid position. So if you don't have to, don't, if you can. So hold off until the 1st of the new year. That's when you can really implement these new ripened ideas for best results. And then on Sunday, the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, we've got the Leo moon trining Mars in Sagittarius, and it quincunxes Pluto in Capricorn. So now you're massively motivated and you really don't want to stay home and you want to do things out there in the world. So now you are starting to shoot off. The moon enters Virgo at 12:53 in the evening. And it's so interesting the way the planets kind of almost conspire with each other this week, because on the 31st, you're so ready to go now. But the moon in Virgo puts another kind of stop sign in place, and it says, yes, but there's still little things that you can learn and implement before you rush off. So please wait a little bit longer. So if you're waiting a little bit longer to take, formal action, then you may as well do something that seems just fun and frivolous and for the sake of it. So going out on New Year's Eve is a really good idea. The Virgo moon opposes Saturn in Pisces. I'm still receiving spiritual guidance and messages, so cool your jets. Squares Venus in Sagittarius and trines Jupiter in Taurus. So this is the day to still hold off on formal plans, but it is the time to enjoy other people and exploring new locations and having fun. And I don't know, popping champagne bottles and what's those things, those tooting things you blow, just being silly and enjoying yourself and hugging people, and all of that stuff is going to feel really, really enjoyable, and it builds your confidence. It's not just fun for the sake of it. It's something that really it charges you up and builds up your sense of course I can do all of these serious things next year because I had so much fun here at the end of this year, and things ended on a good note. It's almost like proving to yourself that things are going in the right place, in the right way, and that you're in a good spot. And if the way to do that is just by being silly and having fun, then, I mean, that's not like difficult as far as homework is concerned. You know what I mean? So on Sunday, the 31st of December, there's major potential to enjoy the moment, to be motivated, and also to discover something new that's enjoyable. So if you celebrate the New Year in a similar way each year, then doing something totally different is going to be enjoyable and fulfilling just because it is different. So it's embracing the new and saying, I'm no longer like stuck in any routine, anything is possible. So you end the year with this willingness to step outside of your comfort zone, to enjoy the company of others, and to have a new experience. So really tap into that. Okay, so I just want to look at each one of the different signs. I'm going to go through each one to see what area of life this is going to come up for you specifically. So I mentioned this in the yearly horoscopes and in the monthly horoscopes for January that I did yesterday. My horoscopes are for sun signs first, then they're for rising signs, and then finally for moon signs, in that order. So Aries, you're going to react to this week, I think, similarly to Sagittarius. So you two will have a lot in common this week. So if you kind of know each other, then connect, you'll be on the same page. But I've mentioned that this week it's really a good time to decompress and to kind of daydream. You may find that you're less likely to just chill and stay home. You may want to go on adventures, and you may want to influence other people and take them along for the ride and inspire them with your easy confidence. So if you have this uncontrollable urge to do things, then absolutely, but just check that other people are willing to go along for the ride. And if you have no opportunity to kind of do all of these new things, then fulfill that need by telling stories and by expressing what motivates you and what excites you and letting other people in on that. That's going to be the next best thing. Taurus, you're going to have no problem with relaxing and kind of recharging your batteries. Really lean into this time to just take some time off and to let yourself be pampered and to enjoy those around you. So for you guys, Taurus, this is really your week to just enjoy all the finer things in life and to say, I've worked really hard this year. How can I now sit on the sofa, put my feet up, and eat chocolates, basically? You're going to be very content doing that. Gemini, you're able to lift the energy in any room. So for you, being around other people is a very good idea because you're going to be massively inspired to share your experiences as well and to tell stories. So between you and Aries, there'll be a major chatterbox kind of thing going on. So it can be really fun, and it can result in like moments of hilarity and major laughter. Gales of laughter around the dinner table, that kind of thing. So you will have an attentive audience. So if you like to kind of express yourself and have people listen and to include little anecdotes and fun jokes and stuff, you're going to enjoy this week. Cancer, really give yourself some time to take this slower pace and to make plans for 2024. Because what you're able to do is you're able to take care of other people very well. And the full moon in Cancer is your full moon, right? So you're going to be feeling very, very content within yourself. But you'll also be able to make plans for how you can take care of yourself in the year ahead. And you'll be able to identify what is working and what isn't working. And you can give yourself an amazing gift here around this time of the year by making New Year's resolutions, because you will definitely stick to those and keep them, especially if the nature of those resolutions are designed to take care of yourself more. Leo, enjoy all the good work that you've done in 2023. Feel the love from those around you and kick up your heels and have a fabulous time. For you, it's really easy to celebrate with other people, particularly around New Year's, and even during kind of the festive season, the 25th, 26th, 27th, the tail end of Christmas, or the actual Christmas and then the tail end of it, you're going to really enjoy having people around you that you like being around. And that's the best time to kind of enjoy this and to make the most of it. But don't, if you can, don't be overly focused on work, because for you, this is like a vacation, like a 7-week vacation where you can just really have a fabulous time. So if you have the luxury of scheduling things so that you don't work as hard as you usually do, please use it that way. Virgo, you're going to feel a great sense of contentment because there's this feeling of, I have found my inner root. I feel content and calm and solid within myself. So use this place of comfort and confidence internally to make plans for the coming year and embrace those and really approach 2024 in this really well-informed way where you feel that if you use your energy correctly, anything is possible, any good thing will come your way as a result of your actions. Libra, out of all of the signs, you're the visionary of the holidays. You can almost touch your amazing future and really see far into the new year. So embrace the gap between where you are now and where you see yourself being in future. Because by listening to your ideas and the kind of images that occur to you or the feelings that you get, it's almost as if you're tapping into this sense of, I'm already there in spiritual truth. I've already accomplished all the great things in 2024. All I need to do is hold on to that feeling and life will unfold in the way that I've seen it, the way I've visualized it. So if you do any kind of manifestation work or you work with candles or anything like that, where you're able to do an almost like a ritual to confirm that these are the ideas and the feelings and the plans I've got for the future, and I'm doing something concrete to kind of anchor that within my consciousness, you'll really benefit from that kind of thing. Scorpio, this is interesting for you because you will have that sense of harmony with other people, but you may also find that a lot of business ideas occur to you over this week. Or you may, they may occur to you internally, or you may pick up things that you hear in passing, and those things are going to be useful and actionable because your imagination is kind of focused on the business, practical side of things. So make sure you pay attention to those and you don't dismiss them with all the great connections that you're making. Maybe get your notepad out, write down great ideas that occur to you, particularly around income and career. Those are going to have real value that will benefit you if you action them in 2024. Sagittarius, if you have any time off here in this week, make the most of it by pursuing things that you enjoy and take other people along with you. So I mentioned earlier that you're similar to Aries. Aries is adventurous and wants to take other people along. You're focused more so on doing the things that you enjoy, whether that includes adventure or not. But you're also very open to kind of showing other people how good things are for you, and you want to kind of let them in on all the fun. So give yourself time and space, permission to do that, as well as to enjoy the good connections that are available to you. Capricorn, you're going to notice that there's this inner sense of I'm powering myself up here, and embrace that unexplainable sense of optimism that you now start to see for the future, and don't try and pick at it or analyze it. Just take the gift as it is and say, I am feeling more optimistic and I'm going to really lean into that. Thank you very much. And that's all I need to know. Aquarius, deliberately plan to take some time off here and don't force yourself to do anything that you're uninterested in. Out of all of the signs, you may still feel a sense of pressure that you have to do certain things, that it's not okay to unwind and just to relax. So if you can, spend some time with the Tauruses in your life, because they're really they have no problem with this. So it's a good idea for you to really just take it easy and to not force yourself to do anything. Just try different things that you actually do enjoy, that don't have any kind of bigger meaning other than this is fun. This is really your week to rest, recharge, and to take it easy. And if you get frustrated, then the one thing to avoid is to pick it yourself. Lay off. Just make the decision that I am perfect as I am, and I get to take it easy. The whole year, I've been busy and doing things. I need some time to rest as well. I'm not a robot. I'm not a machine, which you aren't. Pisces, embrace the ideas around what hopes and dreams you have for the future. So you really can just tap into the realms of the imagination and daydream the most. What you'll find that if you do this daydreaming, similarly to Scorpio, you'll get really specific ideas and good ideas around your work and what changes you can make in your career. And also if you're not working, if you're retired or if you're a student, whatever it is you're working on or what your interest is at the moment. So the ideas you get around this last week of the year, 25th to 31st, look at those, take them seriously, explore the wealth of ideas that you have access to. They are genuinely valuable and they will serve you moving forward. So you're the dreamer and you're similar to Libra. Libra is the visionary who kind of looks into the future. You're the dreamer who looks into the universe and plucks out new hopes, new dreams, which is very much kind of aligned with who you are anyway. So you will feel very much yourself. And the difference is that those dreams will be work-related, career-related. And if you take note of those, if you integrate them and act on them in the new year, you'll get a good outcome. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with here in the final week of 2023. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on Book Your Reading to order your reading with me. To draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where I work out your time of birth. And once I have that, I can draw up your natal chart, your birth chart. And that's a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born, based on the location you were in. And when I analyze that, I can really see a great deal about you. Your natal chart shows me certain areas that are going to be really easy for you, areas where you may need to do a little bit more work. I look at the progress chart, transits, to see what's coming up in future, how you've changed over time, what areas are naturally supported in the coming months and years. And I also look at the astrocartography, which reverses the whole process and shows me what areas of the world and locations work nicely for you and which ones are more challenging. So if you're in a period of transition or if you're considering a new path in 2024 and you'd like me to have a look at it as well, then please do get in touch for a personal reading. Check out some of my other horoscopes. There are lots of things to watch at the moment. I did the horoscopes for each of the signs for 2024, so the entire year ahead. So if you haven't looked at those, please check that out. We've got a really big shift via Pluto happening in 2024, which is going to affect everybody. So check that out. I've also done the horoscopes for January 2024. I do videos on the new moons and full moons, and I've started to include each sign of the zodiac as well in that. And I still do the daily tarot reading on my channel, which is a real passion of mine since the year dot, really. I've loved the tarot. So I still do a daily tarot reading. So if you'd like to watch that, please consider becoming a member of my channel. Also, please, if you like this video or any of the other videos, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell to be notified when I come on live and I answer your questions using the tarot. And share the videos as well with other people if you think there are any good ideas in these videos that you want anyone else to be aware of. I would appreciate that. That really helps the channel. So I hope you have a wonderful festive season, happy holidays, and a happy new year. And I will speak to you soon. All the best. Take care. And I will see you for the next weekly horoscope in the new year. And I'm also really looking forward to that. So all the best, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.